In this video, I will talk about the splitting NumPy array. Suppose if you have created an array and you want to split that array, means if you want to break that array and get the contiguous subset. So when you want to get contiguous subset, we have to use hsplit, vsplit and split function. So with the help of these three functions, we can split. In the previous video, we have learned the joining of arrays, and in this video we will learn how to split one dimension or two dimension array with the help of these three functions. So let's move to the Python shell, and splitting, the topic is splitting arrays using hsplit, vsplit and split function. So with the help of these three functions we can split our 2D array or one dimension array. So we will work on two dimension array. So first you call you import numpy as np, then you create a array. So I'm creating a array equals to np dot a range, and total 16 value I want to create with reshape 4 into 4. So then you can get this array. Now you want to split. So when we work split, so split h split means horizontal split. Horizontal split means in this way it is. So this is the horizontal subset and it will split this. For example, I tell you the example, and these are the horizontal subset. These are the horizontal subset. So when you want to break this, okay, so this is called h split. Vertical split, in vertical split, suppose these are the columns and you want to break the column, okay. So horizontal split, vertical, so this is the vertical, and if you want to break, this is the vertical subset, the axis 0 is vertical subset and axis 1 is horizontal subset. Look at here. So this is the horizontal subset because all the values at the same row. So this is called horizontal subset. So when you break this horizontal subset, means h split means it will break the columns, and when v split, so it's the vertical subset, and when you want to break this, so that is vertical subset. So this is the vertical subset. This is the vertical subset. Suppose if you want to extract this row, this is the vertical subset because this axis is vertical axis and you want to break this vertical axis. So axis 0 is the vertical axis and axis 1 is at horizontal axis. So h split that breaks the means it breaks the into columns, and when v split applies, so that breaks into rows. So suppose h split I am using here. So when I am using h split, so I want to suppose one column I want to break into two equal. So whenever h split or v split if you are using, so you have to divide your array in equal division. So there are 4 columns here, 1 2 3 4. So either it will divide into one column, means one column, 2 column, 3 column, and means if you are dividing one column, so that that will equally divide, and when you want to break into 2 columns, so in that case it will equally divide. but other option is not available. If you want to break into 3 columns, so it is not equal to 3, because one column is one division is 3 column, and the rest of the given that remains only 1 column, so it will not equally divide. So whenever you want to you have to always divide your column equally. So while splitting, you have to pass the value that should equally divide, otherwise it will raise error. Okay, so suppose I'm a and b, I am using two values, and I am splitting this np np dot h split I am using here, h split. So h split, then which array you want to divide, and indices are section, and how many sections you want to divide. So I am passing 2, because it will equally divide into, it means it will equally divide by 2. So if I am using a and if I am using b, so it is equal to, look at here, so the first 2 column is assigned into a and the rest 2 column is assigned into b. So it is divided into 2 equal columns, so it created 2 arrays, one will assign into a and another will assign into b. And if you want to so look at here, so it is horizontally divided, so horizontal subset, that is axis 1, so that is h split. And vertically if you want to break, so suppose I am using x comma y, I am dividing into 2 equal division, so v split, and in b split the array you pass this array, and the number of division I am also using 2. So look at here, x and y you can check, so it is equally divided. So whenever you use v split, so that divides into rows, and when you are using the h split, so it will divide into columns. So h split easily means equal, because horizontal split is written, so sometimes it is confusing that it will works on rows, but it is works on axis. So horizontal axis is axis 1 and the vertical axis is axis 0. So we can use, when you want to horizontally divide, so then you can use a split, and if you want to vertical divide, you have to use b split. And suppose I am using 4 different variable, x1, x2, x3 and x4, so there are 4 rows, and I want to v split and array, and you want to divide into 4 equal parts, so there are 4, so you can check here, the x1 means first row is assigned into x1, x2 the second row, x3 the third row, and x4 a fourth row. So the that array AR is equally divided into 4 parts, and all the arrays is assigned into different variables. So in this way you can split the array. One split function, h split and v split, it always divides your arrays into equal parts. But split function, with the help of split function, we can split our 2D array horizontally and vertically. So it applies on both the axes. So horizontally you can split with the help of split function, and as well as vertically you can split with split function. So and split function also allows to split your arrays in non-contiguous form. So the split functions both horizontally and vertically by providing axis argument for horizontal axis based division and axis 1 for vertical axis based division, and split allows you to divide arrays into equal as well as non-equal sub arrays. So the array we have formed, that is this, and I want to divide horizontally, so with the help of split function. So suppose I'm using two variables x comma y and I want to assign in all the divisions. So a split function I'm using, and we are passing the array and the number of division 2 on which axis. The axis number you have to also pass axis. I want to means horizontal subset, that is on axis 1. So we have to pass axis 1 and then look at here x and y. So with the help of a split function we can also split the arrays, but we have to pass the axis also, because it is horizontal subset division, we have to use axis 1. And suppose if you want to x1 and x2, you want to divide your arrays into vertical subset. So x2 and then you pass np dot split and array comma 2 and axis 0 you pass, so it will divide vertical subset, so that is row. So x1 you can get the first row and first two rows, and x2 you can get the rest two rows. So in this way you can split the arrays, but when we are using split, so it allows both operation. H split only allows horizontal division, V split only allows vertical division, but split allows both the operation horizontally as well as vertically division. And one more thing, H split and V split only divides equally, and split also divides equally, and it also allows non-equal division. So how can we divide non-equal division? So we have to pass the argument in this way. Suppose I want to divide this. Suppose this is the array and I want to divide this array into 3 parts, but 3 parts, so it is not possible to divide into 3 parts. So I want to divide this column, and the next should be these 2 columns, and the last should be this column. So this is our objective. So I want to divide this array into 3 non-equal parts. So because non-equal parts, because only 1 column in first division and there is 2 column in second division and only 1 column in third division. So this is the non-equal division. So this can be possible with a split function. So how can we achieve this? So I am giving an example. So the array in above subsections. So we want to divide the array into 3 non-contiguous section. So the first section having the first column, the next 2 having the next 2 columns, and the last one is the last column. So we can form a statement array AR3. I am using np dot split function, and then which array I want to divide, and when you will pass, so you can pass in this way, and the axis that you want to. So look at here the expression I can explain. I'm explaining. So the first one, so this, look at here. So this argument in the previous example I was passing only the single value. So single value means that divides the array into equal parts. When you want to divide the array in non-equal parts, so you can pass the argument in this way. So 1 2 3 each actually divides into 3 different parts. So it actually finds here, so this actually 0 2 1, one slice is creating, and the second is here 1 2 3, and the last is creating 3 to rest. So look at the first slice here. So it forms actually it is slicing the array in 3 different parts. So if you are passing the argument in this way, so you can suppose if you want to divide into 3 subsets, so 0 to 1, so 0 to 1, so the first argument is takes from 0 to this argument, that is 1, so 0 to 1, so 0 to n minus 1, so it will goes to n minus 1, so n is here 1, so n minus 1, so 0 to 0 means the first subset will selected. Okay, then the 0, then 1 2 3, 1 2 3, this is the range 1 2 3, so it 1 2 3, so 1 2 3 minus 1, so it extract the column from 1 to n minus 1, that is 3 I have passed, so 3 minus 1 equals to 2, and then the last one is 3 to rest, so this one divides means 3 to extract the column from third index number to rest, and the axis 1, because I want to divide in horizontal subset, so this is the axis 1, it is a horizontal subset, so it divides this way. If you want to divide a vertical subset, so this is the vertical subset, then we have to pass here axis 0, and then because it is divided into 3 different parts, so we have to use 3 variable. I am using here only single variable, so I have to change it with the 3 variables, then we can check this. So I am passing because 3 subset I am using the S1, S2 and S3, and then you can press enter. So look at here S1, the S1 the first subset is the first subset in S1, S2 the second subset, and S3 you can check the third subset. So in this way you can divide the arrays in non-equal divisions. And if you want to apply on row wise, so suppose I'm using S1 comma S2 comma S3 equals to np dot split np dot split, we are using np dot split, and array you are passing, and you can pass 1 comma 3, then axis 0 I am passing here, so it will divide, it means it is equal to what v split, and then you can check. So this is the expression S1, S2, S3, so the 3 variables I have taken to store the different subdivisions. So this is variable, then you can check S1, so the first row is stored in S1, S2 the next 2 rows in S2, and S3 is stored in next 3 rows. So in this way you can split the array using these functions. Now move to the next one. So next is extracting condition based non-contiguous subsets. Suppose extract function, so when you want to extract the non-contiguous subset, means suppose some you want to extract the values that meet some specific criteria, you have to pass some condition, and that should apply on each and every element of 2-dimension array. Then the extract all the value that should meet the passed condition, so that should be extracted. So how can we extract the value that should meet a specific criteria? So we can use extract function. So first you have to form a condition. So in Python we can store conditions in a array, in a variable you can say. So this condition we have to store, and that condition should apply on the passed array, and then it will extract the value that will meet this condition. Means the condition that is true, the true condition, only the true conditions value should be extracted, and the false means the condition is false, so then that value should not be extracted. So this is the way. So we can pass farming condition for the extract function. Condition, you can use any variable here, then np.mod. So these are the inbuilt functions, so we can call any function. So in this way you can form an expression. So here this expression tells the np.mod. Mod is the function that finds the modulus of so means it returns remainder actually. So ar, suppose this is an array and comma 5, so it will check if the array element is divided by 5 and remainder becomes 0. So it only stores that, means it will create a two-dimension array with the boolean values true, false, true, false. The value that will meet this criteria, so it will store true, and the value that will not meet the criteria, that will store false. So we can check here. So I am using the new Python shell. I am opening the new Python shell. So and I am importing. Before importing, import numpy as np, and then it was just to create an array. So that should np dot a range, and I'm using 16. Sorry, here 16. I'm using 25 dot reshape 5 into 5. Okay, the array is here. So I want to apply some condition. So the one condition I want to set, this is the condition variable, and the same function I am calling here. So the array name is array and 5, and that should be equal to 0. So condition, so look at the condition. So it creates a two-dimension array of true and false. Look at here, 0 is divided by 5 or not. So when you divide 0 with the 5, so remainder always comes 0, because the 5 will not be divisible by 5. 1, so it remainder comes 1, so that's why it becomes false. 2, remainder 2, so that's why it becomes false. 4, same. 5, when the 5 is divided by 5, so true. Then you can let 10, that is true. So this line only, is true. So how can we apply to this condition using extract function? So one suppose one variable S1 I'm using here, np dot extract function I'm using, extract, and then condition, cond, the variable I have used here, and then the array name, and then you can press enter and then press S1. So look at here, so all the value that meets the criteria will return. So 0, 5, 10, 15 and 20. So in this way you can use any you can form the condition and you can apply on extract. Suppose I want to extract all the odd values, all the odd values. So you can form condition np dot mod and array comma 2 I am using. So 2 not equals to 0. Okay, and then I want to suppose in this variable I want to store extract, and then condition cond, and array is this. Then S1 you can check. So look at here, all the odd value is extracted from this two-dimension array. So in this way we can use the extract function. So another function to extract the value means these functions are not contiguous function, means it extract the value in not contiguous form. So the before H split, V split and split, H split and V split both are equally divides the value, equally divides the row or columns, and when V split you are applying, so that will also equally divides, and it supports non-equal division also. And extract, so when you want to extract the value as per some specific conditions, so we can store the condition, we have to form an expression that will form a means we have to form an expression that should store the Boolean two-dimension arrays, and as per that Boolean two-dimension array we can extract the value from the two-dimension array using the extract function. And one is compress function. So compress suppose I want to extract the rows or column through the compress function, so we have to form a condition. Suppose I am forming manually, I am forming a condition. I want to extract this column and this column only. So there are 4 elements in this column, so I want to extract only this and this. So I can form, because first I don't need, so I just store false. Second I need, so I am storing true. Third I don't need, so I am storing false here. And because this one required, this one required, this one is not required, and this one is again required, so I am storing the true, and the last one I am using false. Okay, so this condition I have stored. So you can also use some specific function, so that that can store as per your criteria. So you can form a condition, and then you can use suppose S1 I am using np dot compress, and then the condition, and then array. The array is here AR, and then axis, on which axis I want to apply. So axis equals to 1 I am passing because I want to horizontally compress this. So you can check here, so 1 and 3, so it only extracted 1 and means the one index column and the third index column. And if the same thing you want to apply, suppose there are 5 element is also, and if you want to, because the number of element must match, if the number of elements does not match, so it will only works on the number of condition stored in the condition variable. Suppose there are only 4 I am using, and just I want to apply the same condition here, np dot compress, and then condition AR, and then axis equals to 0. So look at here S1. So this will extract the 2 rows that will meet this condition true and this true. So this one is the first row index number, and this is the third row index number. So in these two functions we can, with the help of these two functions, extract and compress, we can extract the values. We can extract the rows or column from a 2-dimension array. Next, the some various functions. Suppose the NP function. So these are the functions you can apply on 2-dimension array, because this 2-dimension array, because the NumPy array supports vector operations. Vector operation means vector operation means if you are passing any expression, so that will apply on each and every element. Suppose I am using array dot, array AR is the number, and I am just plus 2 I'm using, so it will look at here, so all the value is added by 2, so it will work on each and every element. So this is called vector operation. So uh, uh, so whenever you want to add some values in each and every element, so you can directly form expression, so that that condition can apply on your two-dimension array, one-dimension array. Sine cos, tan cos, so the condition, if you want to use in this way, you can use the condition. Np dot mod I have used in the previous example, so this you can use. So these are the functions, sine, cos, tan, a round function, only round the given value to a given number of decimals. So you can use these operations, those functions, and you can check what the value. Suppose RINT using, so it will round the value to nearest integer. Fix, if you are using round the nearest value towards 0, means 0 towards the 0. So if the value is 2.9, so it becomes 2, okay, because it moves towards the 0, so that rounds the value. Floor is also round the floor of the input element wise, so this is also the same as fix. Ceil, that will return the ceiling of input element wise. So if the value is 2.1, so it returns 3. Truncate the value of input. So suppose 2.5 is given, so 2.5, so only it will not round off actually, so it returns, suppose 2.5 and you convert into integer, so only 2 will return, so it will only truncate the value. Truncate means it will not round off actually, we have to pass the number here, then we can use. Okay. And next these are the functions you can use, and these are the functions we can apply. Suppose if you want to add some values, so np dot add, and you can get the value, and these are the value, add, multiply, divide, and these are the functions. These are the functions, some useful functions, some max, min, standard, variance, standard deviation, variance, sort. If you want to sort the element into dimension array, so we can use this. I'm giving you example. Suppose I want to close this, I want to open the new one, and suppose one dimensional value is created, and import. So look at here, so the two-dimension array is there, so we can call this function np dot add ar comma 2, so it will adds all the element, means it will add 2 in each and every element of two-dimension array. So if you want to call this function, these are the functions, add, multiply, divide. The same way you can also use these functions also, because I have used all the integers, so these functions will work on the float values. So you can check, means you can create an array with the float values, and then you can check each and every functions at your in your system. Where the first means you have to check each and every function in your system. Next these are the, and in the, so these are the functions we can apply. Suppose sqrt function you want to apply, so square it, I want to find the square root of each and every, suppose one array I want to store a, and np dot this will work on each and every np dot sqrt of ar. Okay, so look at here, so it will display square root of each and every element of this two-dimension array. Okay, and if you now np ar, this is the array function. Okay, and I want to use np here. So the next is, these are the functions. You can, the sum function, max and min function. Suppose if you want to apply sum, so np dot sum array, and suppose if you are not passing any access, so it is added 20. So it adds all the values, so it returns 20, so it sums all the value. If you want to add column wise, so a np dot sum ar, and then you are passing access number, access equals to 0. So look at here. So in the first example, it returns the sum of all the values of this two-dimension array, and next np dot sum ar x is 0, so it will add all the x is 0 element. So look at here, so x is 0, this is the x is 0, so it adds all the values to this. So it is the sum of this axis, means x is 0, all the rows. So this is the add of this, and the second one is the add of this, and third one is the add of this, and is the third of means the last one is the add of this column. And if you are passing the np dot sum and ar comma axis equals to 1, then you can get so that 0 3 3 6 is the sum of this horizontal subset is this, and then the sum of this subset is this, is 22, and the sum of this subset is 38, and sum of this subset is 54. So we can use this sum function if you want to find the max. So np dot max, and then maximum, np dot max I am using, so it returns array np dot max and ar pass, so you will get the maximum number. So np dot max, so it returns the maximum among this, so that is 15. So if you want to find the np max at particular axis, so you have to pass array name is ar, and the axis equals to 1 if I am passing, so it returns the axis. So this axis 0 3, and here in this axis, means this axis, which one is the highest number, that is 3, the in second row, that is 7 11 and 15. So in this way you can use the two-dimension array. np dot standard deviation if you want to find, and if I am passing array name, so it returns the standard deviation, so that will depend upon all the values. And standard deviation if you want to find, that is based on some specific axis, so axis equals to 0 I am passing, so it returns a set of arrays, means array elements, so that is the you can say the standard deviation of first row, standard deviation of second row, standard deviation of third row, and standard deviation of fourth row. Okay, and it is same, we can pass the var function, so var, so that creates variance. So ar is the name, even the wrong name, so ar we have to pass ar, so it will return the variance of 28. So the variance and the standard deviation is the square of variance, means standard deviation the square root of variance. So if you get the square root of variance, so you will get the same value. So variance and standard deviation, so these are the functions the statistical function we can use if you want to find the mean. So we can also use this np dot mean, and then you pass a. So you will a sorry, every time I am making the same mistake. So you will get the mean of all the values is AR. So NP dot mode if I am using, the one value must be NP dot median. Median is not a MED, so median is not a function here. Okay, next, so these are the functions. So sum, max, mean, standard deviation, and short. If you want to short the element, so np dot short, and then a, and which axis you want to short. Suppose I want to short, because it is already shorted. If you find the values, so it is already sorted 0 1 2 3. So I want to short axis equals to 0, and then because AR is the name of this, so AR, and then you get here, so 0 1 2 3 axis and 1 2 4 the same is. So I want to change here with the axis 1, and here, because all the value is already shorted, that's why it is not returning anything. So just by creating an array with random values, np dot random dot rand int, and just I am passing, suppose the total 10 element it will create, or 16 values it will create, and the size I am passing, the size should be 4 into 4. So look at here, so this is the random value generated. I want to short it using the short function. So you can use the short and then AR function you can pass, and then suppose I am using the axis one I am using, and you will get. So look at the here, so the first row is shorted by 0 2, and the next row it is shorted by 0 2 5 7, the third row it is shorted by, in this way you can short. The next, this is the array that is generated previously. So np dot short if you are using, and if you want to apply short on axis 0, so you can get the value. So if you look at here, so this array is shorted this way, so 0 7 15 9, so 0 7 9 15. So we can use these function to short the values in 2-dimension arrays. And the next, these are the functions. So these are the functions. So using arithmetic operation in 2-dimension array, so we have already discussed. So we can use this directly using scalar function. Is a scalar value you can pass, and directly, and another way, so you can use these functions to apply the arithmetic operation. So numpy functions and scalar values, so both can be used. Suppose if you want to apply, suppose this is the array, and if you want to apply some, suppose if you want to multiply all the element by 5, so you can pass this statement. And second thing is you can pass in this way, np dot multiply, and then the array 1 and the which value you want to multiply with 5, so the same result you can achieve. So these so all the operator, addition, subtraction, multiply, division, so all the operation you can apply on the two dimension array, a one dimension array. So it allows the vector operation. This is called vector operation. So whenever you plus, minus, multiply, division, a modulus operator applies on array, so it will work on each and every element. And the same thing we can achieve with the numpy function. So we can also use these numpy functions to add, subtract, multiply, divide, mod and a remainder. So mod and remainder both are same, so both are returning the modulus means remainder values. So this is the example given here. So this is the ARY, it is a array, and array plus 1.5. so it is added each and every element with 1.5. so 0 plus 1.5, so 1.5. so each and every element added by 1.5. and the same thing you can achieve with the function numpy. Here the two dimension array, it is means you can add two arrays. One array is ARY and the second array is new, and directly you can add the one array plus the another array, and you will get the sum of matrices, subtraction of matrices. So in this way you can form the expression. So you can get the sum of matrices, and if you are passing the subtraction, so that will return the subtraction of matrices. So these means that's all. It is all about the numpy array. So I hope all the concept regarding the numpy has been cleared, and whenever in your program it is needed, so you can easily use the numpy array. Thank you very much.